Hey there, thanks for watching. In this video, I'm going to be discussing the power of small wins. I'm going to talk about how I've used small wins in the past to accomplish big goals, why it's hard to use these small wins, my next big goal, and how I plan to break it down into small wins in order to accomplish it. So if you're interested in hearing more about that, then just keep watching. As I look back over my financial journey and history, I realize that I've been able to use the power of small wins to achieve my big goals. For reference, I was an English major, so I am not naturally good with money at all, but once I found myself in $17,000 worth of consumer loan debt, I decided to get out of debt and get good with money. So these are all strategies that I've taught myself and that I've learned myself, and this is coming from someone who is not naturally good with numbers. But again, I've been able to use the power of small wins to both teach myself new financial management skills and then to put those financial management skills into practice and be able to use them to achieve my big goals. So this is an example of one of the ways I've been able to use the power of small wins to help me achieve my big goals. So as I mentioned, I found myself in $17,000 worth of consumer loan debt, and I decided I hated that and I wanted to be out of debt. So I decided to get out of debt, and that happened over a period of 30 months. It was not anything gazelle intense, as Dave Ramsey would say. It was a long, slow, boring process. But I did manage to do it myself without any significant windfalls or bailouts. And I found that over those 30 months, I really had to learn how to budget my money and how to manage my finances in a new and different way by accounting for all the dollars that I was spending and making gradual lifestyle reductions as well. So I paid off that $17,000 in consumer loan debt over 30 months, and that's just about $566 a month. Some months I paid more, some months I paid less, but the idea is it wasn't a huge amount of money per month. I was making roughly $30,000 a year, so that was, I want to say, again, roughly about a quarter of my salary that I put towards paying down debt, which isn't anything super extreme, but it wasn't a super extreme amount. But it was small enough to get me to where I needed to go while teaching myself new habits. And to date, I've managed to stay consumer debt free. So that's good news. Again, this is just one example in my life that I've seen where the power of small wins has helped me to achieve the big goal of becoming consumer loan debt free. Why is it hard to use the power of small wins to accomplish your big goals? And just from my own anecdotal experience, it's hard to use the power of small wins because small wins don't have big, grand importance. It's much easier to say you have this great big goal and to have the comfort of that great big goal than to break down that goal into actionable chunks, because then once you see an actionable chunk ahead of you, you actually have to take that step and hold yourself accountable to achieving that small step that is well within your ability to do. So I find that it's kind of a two-part difficulty, at least that I have, is that it's not a big giant step that sounds grand. It's actually something that you have to hold yourself accountable for. So when I was busy getting out of debt, I wanted the end goal of being debt-free so badly that I was willing to do whatever it took to get there. So that's how I used the power of small wins to get out of debt. And I was able to overcome those two perceived obstacles of having to hold myself accountable. I was certainly willing to do that. And giving up the bigger, grander goal to go after this one achievable step, I was happy to have a step that I could achieve, and I was willing to put that achievable step in front of everything else that I might have wanted in the moment. So my next big goal is becoming financially independent and financially free. Now, financial independence is a fantastic goal. Financial independence, retire early, is a whole movement and a whole community. The thing is, it's much farther down the road than getting out of $17,000 worth of credit card debt. To me right now, that financial independence that's way further down the road seems almost impossible to achieve at the point that I'm at right now. However, my strategy is to use the power of small wins to help me achieve financial independence and financial freedom. So here's how I'm going to do it. I've spoken before about taking bite-sized actions and reaching for financial independence every single day. So the 3 actions I'm taking daily toward financial independence are increasing my income, lowering my expenses, and learning more about investing. And I aim to take teeny tiny manageable steps toward each of those goals every single day by doing something that moves me further in each of those goals. So in increasing my income, there are daily practices and milestones that I put in place to help me achieve that goal of increasing my income. These are business items that I know will help generate revenue. For example, I've spoken before about my eBay side hustle that has reliably generated income for me. And while that's not scalable or my ultimate goal, it's certainly something that brings in money today. So that's something that I aim to increase as I build up other streams of revenue. As far as decreasing my expenses, that's an ongoing process that I check in with on the daily to make sure that I am sticking with my budget and not overspending wildly in areas that are unnecessary or don't add any joy or value to my life. This is kind of an evolving practice, but I am really aiming to fight any lifestyle creep that might come up just from living and keep my expenses as low as possible while still enjoying the life that I have today. And the third item is learning more about investing and maximizing the money that I have right now. And this is again something that I do on a daily basis. I do this by reading books, talking to people who know about investing, and by watching videos here on YouTube about investing and strategies around investing. I've definitely discovered that I have my own strategy, and I'm really aiming to stick with my own methods and investing profile rather than just kind of taking advice that people give me. I'm kind of learning to stand my ground in investments that I believe in, aka index funds. Eventually, I hope to diversify my portfolio and add in more speculative plays, but for the moment, I'm sticking with my index funds because I know that they're safe, solid, and reliable. It's definitely my goal to learn more about investing because this is something that will only help me move closer to my financial independence goals. There you go. That's how I use the power of small wins to accomplish my big goals and how I plan to use the power of small wins going forward. Let me know down in the comments how you use the power of small wins or any big wins that you've had lately and how you accomplish them. I love hearing from you because some of you have some really amazing stories. So thank you as always for watching, and I hope you keep watching. Bye.